got in 2008, and I wasn't as focused as I should have been. So a 4-year program ended up taking 7 years to complete. And at the point when I completed the 7 years, I barely got out. It was a test that I had to take. I failed it 4 times. 5th time I finally got it, and I passed by 2 points. And I went back to school that semester, spring 15. And when I finally got out, I started playing in the subways. And prior to that, in 2013, I said, I've been playing the trumpet for about 13 years now. And I want to make sure that if this is what I'm going to do, I don't want to work another job. So I'd rather be at the bottom of a ladder that I want to climb than at the top that I don't want to climb. So I say all that to say that I barely got out of undergrad. And then when I applied into Manhattan School of Music for the 2nd time, and I received this, the scholarship, it was just like, this is a blessing from God. And this is an opportunity that I cannot, let go down the drain. So it went from me being a very lackadaisical, procrastinating kind of person to now saying, you know what, now I have to step up to the plate because there are people who believe in me, and believe in me so much so that they haven't met me, but they're able to make such an investment in my education. So that became the driving force in me saying, you know what, I'm going to get up every day in the morning, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be the best day. So after graduating South Carolina State University, I played in the subway from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning, and then from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening. So I caught the morning rush and the afternoon rush. And I did that for the full year of, the rest of the year of 2015, and then 2016, the full year. And after getting into Manhattan School of Music, it then became, how am I going to balance the both of these together? And, at that point, like I said earlier, with the investment that you guys made, and I had to then say, you know what, I have to step it up a notch. So I still went to Grand Central. I get up 4:30 in the morning, played from 6 to 8 or 6 to 9, depending on my schedule, and I would come here. And as a conservatory student, you're in a practice group, and I'll be in the school until about 10, sometimes 11. So for the next 2 years, it went from, just about 5 hours of sleep, but still having this driving force that, someone believes in me. And a lot of the times, and I said this in my recital, it's not just one family, your mom, your dad, that believes in you and help you, get to the next level. It takes a village to raise a child. And sometimes you may not know who's behind the scenes and who's really, helping you and making things work. So you just have to go with that faith that at some point your hard work has to pay it forward and say thank you to them, but also bring a bright, future and excitement to what's to happen next. And it was a major reality check because when you play in the subway, everybody's like, hey, you sound good, you sound great. So I come into the school and there are 14 trumpet players and all of them are much younger than I am. And I'm like, oh my God, they are so good. I need to practice. So I went from being the number 13th trumpet player to then winning the solo competition. It just goes to show that, the progress was there and, there was a different level of understanding because I had to look in the mirror at some point in my life to say, what is it that I want to do? What impact do I want to live with people? And it wasn't until recently that I made that we say epiphany because, my parents, when we all came into this country, it was 7 of us, 7 kids, and both my parents. And we lived we came from Ghana, and my mom won the visa lottery, and when we came into the country, we lived in Staten Island for 3 months in a 1-bedroom apartment, and then moved to the Bronx. Then we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. All of us, bunk beds, everybody's stuff was there. It was just, and living that close to my family, it built a bond because you had no choice but to interact with them. And if there was something ever went really wrong or something, you had to talk it out because you're going to see the person. Mm-hmm. And that was the strong foundation I had at home. Now, I picked up the trumpet because when I went to school in the 5th grade, coming from Ghana, we're colonized by English. So we spoke English, and my English was fine. It was just a very strong African accent with it. And I used to get teased a lot for my English. And when I picked up the trumpet, it was more so me playing, and you would hear the sound and me actually speaking. And that became my safe haven all the way in through to this day. And every day I would go in the 5th grade, being in my teacher's room. They thought that I was special ed, but I would pass all my classes at the time, and I just wanted to stay there because that's why I felt comfortable. And to then have people who supported me through my junior high school year, and then through my high school year, and then when I went through the ups and downs of becoming an adult, and then now finally realizing what it is that and how strong of an impact music has, and how it saved my life, and how I can use it to, then become a positive impact on my community. And so just making that realization, and then also becoming very grateful for it, because not many people are in the situation, not situation, are in the place and in the blessing that I'm at. So that's something I really, really wanted to say and say thank you for, because it was, when I tried out the first time to get in MSM, I didn't get in. I was like, oh man, I'm not good enough. And then the second time getting in, it was just like, okay, this is something that was divine and was planned way before I even came to this earth. So that's what made me really believe about in that. So I'm very, 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 very grateful for this. And to get an opportunity to actually speak with you and then hear your mission and hear how it's picked and how you pick the students, it just makes it that much more special to me. So again, thank you so much.